Last night, as I was using the means of art, intuitive art, and the way that I draw it to express the emotions, the very strong emotions I was feeling and going through, all that I've been through in these last few months, processing a lot of it, pain, and challenging situations, and even celebratory ones as well. But there was a lot to help release this energy into these forms. And because I was able to move this energy from within and transmute it into art, into these frequencies upon paper, I created a space in which I connected with my Arcturian family. I had been noticing purple around. I kept seeing flashes of purple, movements of purple, very vibrant and vivid, very obvious. And then there was a moment after I had finally finished releasing through art and had drawn cards to speak on the frequencies of the art that was drawn, of the energy that I had created. And it was the shadow card, the grounding card, and one other. But it spoke of in the crystal spirits, crystal guides, using crystals. And I began seeing visions of that this was a time in my life where I needed to embrace the more shadow aspects of myself that I tend to hide, or not hide, but try to overcome in a sense, instead of embracing them as part of who I am. And that in doing so, in facing the shadow, and understanding the shadow, and integrating the shadow, and creating a balanced place for it, I would be able to see more of the energy of the plants, of the living matter of our earth, because they are simply expressions of shadow and light, condensed matter, highlighted by the certain angles and refractions of light. And that by understanding my own shadow, I could understand more of how these plants communicate and use both light and shadow to speak with us, to connect with us, to sustain the earth, to communicate in this energetic space, the quantum fields, the light spectrum. Because the light spectrum itself also includes the invisible, the dark aspects of the spectrum of light. And so as I was seeking this and seeing that this period of that I was needing to surrender and accept where I was and why I was being presented with the things that I was being presented with, was because this was actually helping me to be able to understand a deeper understanding of my plant medicine, my medicine woman path, my energetic path, my spiritual path, and what I've come here to teach others, and also to understand more of the quantum. And I kept just having these vivid visions. And as these visions became more intense, all of a sudden I noticed there was the purple again standing at the door, and I closed my eyes and I saw the face of my Arcturian brother, KYRON, who is also I, and he placed his hand toward the middle, where my third eye was, and It was like he shot purple light into the center of my brain, and I felt it, a massive pressure and sudden dizziness. And I saw all of these sacred geometric symbols begin to fill this center of my mind and expand outwards. And it was like a light surgery in a sense, and integration and putting in of these symbols, this technology, and also moving out what was no longer needed. For I had just come out of a very depressive phase as well. And because I moved that energy out, I created this space for the surgery to be done. And I became more dizzy and had more pressure. And I actually, for a moment, began to worry if something was actually wrong with me. Something may actually be going on, aneurysm-like, because it was such an intense experience. But I kept seeing his face and feeling his love, and he was saying, it's okay, it's all right. I am helping you. I'm giving you the knowledge that you need, the technology that you need. And he began to show me the technology coming up from the earth, the technology that's about to be exposed for all. It will be coming in through the catastrophes of the earth, the climate changes, the things, the changing topography, geography of the earth will reveal new technologies, will create new technologies, will inspire new technologies. For these will come from the earth, coming from the oceans, the mountains, the lakes, the cracks and the crevices. He also showed me other things that I am still working on accessing or have yet to remember. It's there. There was a lot of love, a lot of, it's okay, you're here for a reason. Find acceptance in your situation. Surrender to the flow. This is a time to go within and reconnect with the truth of you, for you have become too distracted with the outside influences, even though they offer good and beautiful and amazing connections. Sometimes we even must disconnect for a moment from that, just so that we can see and remember our own perspective, our own refraction of light, our own angle of light. Our own light spectrum. I woke up this morning with a massive headache afterwards too.